pedal people, it's the Pedal Guy here. How you doing? Today what we're going to do is we're going to unbox and demo the brand new NuX JTC Pro. But before we get started, please take a second and click on that subscribe button down there so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. And if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow us so you can stay up to date with all of our activities. All right, well, the JTC Pro is the big daddy version of the JTC, which we've had at the Pedal Guy for about a year now, which is a great little looper, and it's a very minor, very basic looper. So the JTC Pro builds upon that idea and goes completely off the wall. And this thing, what I've been reading on this has been quite incredible here. All right, so let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, you've got your owner manual here, printed in 2 different languages. Bring the pedal out, and that's all she wrote. Now on the back here, this is where the magic happens with this product. So you have the ability to bring in a foot switch. So if you're familiar with, like, say, the Loop Core Deluxe, this is the kind of input that is supported with that little external foot switch. You also have your guitar input here, and now what you also have too is your left output and your right output. But we'll explore that as we get into the pedal. But now let's go ahead and plug it in and have a listen. Okay, so let's get to know the layout of the JTC Pro. So in the upper right corner, we have the memory select knob, and this is where I can select one of 256 different memory slots. We have our rhythm and tempo select, and this is where I can select all of my various backing tracks, and I can also set my tempo. To the left of that, we have our rhythm level and our loop level, and this is used to be a mixer, a sub-mixer for your rhythm and loop respectively. To the bottom right, we have the rhythm foot switch, and this is where I can turn off and on the rhythm section, and I can also press and hold to get a fill. To the far left is our loop button, and this is where we can start recording, we can stop recording, we can punch in, we can punch out, and we also have a smart tap feature here, so I can tap tempo in. Now we also have a save and delete button, a tempo time signature button, and a stop modes button. Now the stop mode is, there's 4 of them to choose from. There's instant stop, there's one shot, there's fine, and there's a 10-second fade out. And the tempo time signature is quite simple. You press it once and you can select your tempo by using the rhythm tempo select knob. So we can set 105 if we want to. Press and hold again, and now we have our selection between 4/4, 3/4, and a shuffle. So if you're using the tempo, if you're using the rhythm section here, you'll hear different variations on that. So here's a quick sample for you. So if I just press the rhythm, okay, so I'm in 3/4 time. So let's select. So I've got a couple here to work with. Now there are 10 in 3/4 time. Press it 2 times to stop the rhythm section. Now if I go back and I select shuffle, this is going to give you a totally different sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got 5 of them to work with. So you've got 5 shuffles. And notice how it's ringing out. Notice that the cymbals are ringing out and there's no cutoff. That's a pretty impressive feature right there. So let's go ahead and just put us back to 4/4 time. And now let's also select the rhythm we're going to work with, which is rhythm number 2. Pretty straightforward. We can press and hold the rhythm button, and we get a nice little fill there. Press it twice, and that'll turn off the rhythm section. Now, before we start looping, there are 2 record functions that are built into the JTC Pro. We have our auto record and we have our normal record. And those are accessed by making use of the stop modes button. Just press and hold, and you can toggle between auto record and normal record. Now the differences are that auto record will not start recording until it detects a signal, whereas normal record will just punch in, punch out, just as you would kind of expect that to happen. Now the big difference here in functionality is that when you're in auto record mode, you can't use the tap tempo. So if we want to use the tap tempo, just switch it back to normal record, start playing the rhythm section back, and then use the smart tap button. So I press 2 times, and I can set that tempo easily. Okay, so press that 2 times, and now if we want to check that, oh, 104. Okay, so it was pretty close to what I was intending to work with in the first place. So that's pretty cool. Now, let's go ahead and set that to auto record, because what we want to do is we want to wait for the JTC Pro to detect audio from my guitar, and then it will start recording instantly at that point. It's a really good feature if you just want to do something that's a bit more precise, and you're playing, like maybe you're playing a difficult chord or something like that. So that's all we really need to say about that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's turn up the guitar, let's kill the mic, and let's do some recording. Okay, so that was pretty easy, right? As soon as you're done recording, make sure that you press that save button. Save that recording, because you don't want to lose that. So now everything's set up. What we want to do too is we want to turn the loop level down and the rhythm level down, because my mic is on and I don't want the amp bleeding too much into the microphone while I start showing you some of the features here. So let's go ahead and press the play button. We can bring the loop level down. We can bring it down because we don't honestly need it that much right here to demonstrate what we're going to do here. But we can bring the rhythm level up. Now, if we want to change the tempo of the song as soon as it's been recorded, you can't do that. But what you can do is you can change the backing track. And that's pretty handy, right? Now that might not be the one you want to work with, but it's available for you. Just press that button again. Double press the loop button again, and that'll stop it. Now, if we want to explore the stop modes here, let's just do that very quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Okay, so it's an instant stop, so you've seen what's going on there. Now we got one shot. And there you go. So it stops automatically by itself. Let's go with the fine. Okay, double tap. And as soon as it reaches the end, it's going to stop. Okay, next we have fade out. Now there's a little trick here that it took a couple minutes to figure this one out, but you notice how I've got the loop level turned pretty far down. So if I start playing it back, depending on where that volume is set up for the loop level playback, if I double tap, it'll give me a fade out. But if it's turned down too low, it'll just instantly stop. For example, it'll just stop because it doesn't detect any audio coming from the looper. So therefore, there's no reason to have a fade out. So again, you want to make sure that you've got your loop level turned up enough so that the JTC Pro fade out mode can hear it. And then you get a 10-second fade out.